Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 838th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. And this is a special, very unusual battle, as this is a 3v4 battle. Okay, so each team will get 124,000 denarii, but of course, because there's three of us, we'll get 41,000 each to upgrade our troops and make our armies with. Whereas the other team with the 4 players in will just have 31,000 each to make their armies with. Okay, so the three of us, we get more money to upgrade our troops, but the enemy get a whole extra army in this exciting 3v4 battle. Okay, so as I say, each team gets 124,000 denarii. Okay, and as I say, for the three of us, that makes it probably about 41,000 each to make our armies, while the enemy team have got 31k each. But as I said, they get an extra whole army, so we get better upgrades, but they get an extra whole army. Okay, we're fighting on my favourite map, the Germanic Forest map, where you can fight out in the open plains if you like. Or if you want to hide your troops in the woods and, spring those nasty ambushes, you can do that. And of course, if you bring a barbarian faction, then you'll get the winter bonus as well as the woods bonus as well. So I do like this map, as a lot of you regular viewers will know. Okay, our first teammate is someone who's called himself OTD Chinny Poo, but is in fact Scorpion King SR. Now get ready for this. He has got 17 infantry units and 3 cavalry. Yes, 17 infantry units and 3 cavalry. I believe he's got 3 Eagle units, if I remember correctly. Remember, those are extra morale boosting units there. There you are, there's a third one. So he's got 3 Eagle units plus his general morale bonus as well. So he's got a lot of morale going on in his army there. And of course, good morale keeps your troops fighting longer and holding longer. My guess is he's got good upgrades on his cavalry. Oh my gosh, and 9 upgrades, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. That lifts that out of the elite bracket into the super cavalry bracket there. So that's a pretty good army. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Spark, and he has got 14 pikes, 4 chariots, and 2 armoured general units, fast-moving armoured cavalry general units. Notice that his Pontus pikemen are fully upgraded, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack, and just look at the length of those pikes that our men have got to fight down to kill the man on the other end there. So that's a pretty tall order, especially for Roman troops there. And if we have a look at his chariots here, remember these chariots got a big attack specification. They got a big fear factor, taking morale away from enemy troops. But if they run amok, they become a menace to both friend and foe alike, as they kill both friend and foe alike. And when your chariots run amok and they start killing your allies' troops, you could become unpopular quite quickly. So my suggestion would be, if you're not confident or competent with chariots, you might really want to think about whether you bring them or not. It'll be interesting to see how well Spark uses these during the course of the battle. But I notice Spark is using Pontus quite a lot now. It's almost becoming his faction of choice. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander. I've got 15 infantry and 5 cavalry in my army. 15 infantry and 5 cavalry. So there's our team. There, a quick look at the upgrades on my cavalry there, and you'll see I've got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack on my cavalry there. Okay, so as I say, there's our team. It should be a cracking battle for you to watch, and a very unusual one too. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at Scorpion King's battle formations here. And as you can see, he split his 17 infantry into 2 separate armies. And if you notice over there, you'll see that he's got his cavalry hiding in the woods. If you notice there, if you look at the writing there, as we look closely there, if you look at the writing, can you see hiding? If you read down there, it says hiding there. So he's hoping that the enemy troops won't realise that he's got cavalry in there, and he may well spring an ambush from that position. I think that's what he's hoping to do. But as I say, you can see there, he split his army into 2. It'd be interesting to see how well he uses those 2 armies during the course of the battle. And there you can see Spark's battle formation. Now it's a pretty standard pike formation there, but you can see that he's got his chariots and cavalry quite spread out. So it'd be interesting to see how he uses that army during the course of this battle. And here is the other team. We have brother member Lando. Now Lando's got the bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. And the reason that's the bog standard 31k Roman army for many, many years is because it's so effective and so efficient. Okay, their next teammate is Brotherhood member Barclayman. Now Barclayman has got 15 pikes and 5 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades there. You notice his forward units just got gold shield, gold attack on. They're going to be the units that make first contact with the enemy, take the pillars, take the lot of first casualties there. So that's why he's put only smaller upgrades on those units. As you move further back into his battle formation, you'll see that he's put 7 upgrades on the rest of his pikes there. An experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. Remember that experience stripe really does make a difference. Keeps your troops fighting longer, gives you an extra morale boost as well. So that's why he's put those good upgrades on the rear units of his battle formation. Quick look at his cavalry there, and you'll see he just got gold shield, gold attack on his companion cavalry. These guys are sometimes called the winged horsemen because of those winged things on their helmets. And remember that Roman Praetorian cavalry have got a 6 charge bonus, okay? With these companion cavalry have got a 9 charge bonus, a massive 9 charge bonus. So watch out for those cavalry during the course of the battle. And their next teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius with his faction of choice, Greek cities. Now Aurelius has got 11 spearmen, 4 pell tests, and cavalry general. Unusual to see pell tests on the 31k battlefield. As you can see, they can throw spears there. They've got those spears to throw, but it is unusual to see them on the modern day battlefield there. So it'd be interesting to see how well Aurelius uses them during the course of the battle. But of course that is Aurelius' faction of choice, and he's got really good with them. Okay, their next teammate, if we can find them in the woods, is someone who's called himself Shaak, but is in fact Brotherhood member Antiope. I think that's how you pronounce it, Antiope. And Antiope has got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. So that's the bog standard 31k Roman army there. As I say, when this player played the game, this player was called Shaak, but now has changed the name to Antiope. Brotherhood member Antiope there. So there you go, that's the enemy team. So as I say, you can see they've got 4 really good quality armies against our 3 well upgraded armies. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, you'll see that our team is forming up together there. And you'll notice that Spark here, being a really good team player, is distributing some of his pikes to Scorpion King and myself. You'll see the enemy team is forming up as well. As I say, you can see Spark here sending pikes to both myself and Scorpion King there. And that's because they will, of course, be a good thing against enemy cavalry attacks. That should put off enemy cavalry attacks, but also it can bolster our infantry against pike or spear attack as well. Okay, so that's a nice move there, nice teamwork move there by Sparky. Now we know Scorpion King can be one of the most aggressive attacking players in the game, so it'll be interesting to see what Scorpion King is going to do with his 2 armies here. Okay, we know he's got his finger on the trigger all the time on RTW, ready to pull that trigger and attack. But also they've got a very aggressive attacking player as well, with it, and that is Lando. There you can see the enemy SBQR troops coming out of the woods. It looks like the enemy team are forming up together as well. So as I say, yes, we've got more money, so we're able to upgrade our troops more, but they've got an extra whole army. We would make one mistake and we can be inundated by enemy numbers, and then our upgrade advantages will be neutralized just by the sheer number of enemy troops that could engulf us. So as I say, these 3v4s are a bit tricky for the 3, just because of the numbers that we are facing there. As I say, Scorpion King, unusual for him to split his army into 2, but I guess as he's got 17 infantry, he feels that that would be a good thing to do there. And of course 2 big separate armies there could be a big help. As I say, here you can see Spark has distributed some of his pikes between myself and Scorpion King there. If you notice here, I'm moving my army over towards Scorpion King's Julio army there. In this type of battle, the three need to fight together quite closely. As I say, if we get separated at all, then we can just be absolutely inundated by enemy numbers. And as I say, the upgrade benefits that we've got with the extra money will be neutralised by sheer number. Just have a look here. Can you see how Spark has put his chariots way out on our left flank there, and his two fast-moving armoured cavalry general units out there as well, ready to move in when he's ready to attack with him. If you notice here, he's got his chariots way out here on our right flank as well, ready to charge in when he sees fit. So it'd be interesting to see how he uses those chariots during the course of the battle. And as I say, you can see he spread his Pontus pikemen out there, which is kind of like a newer way of using Pontus pikemen. A lot of Pontus generals tend to keep them in a one fixed battle formation there. So it'll be interesting to see how Spark uses those Pontus pikemen. But as I say, that is increasingly Spark's faction of choice, Pontus, so he's got very good with them. Now over here on our right flank, you'll see a lot of enemy cavalry. You can see Lando's cavalry and Barclayman's companion cavalry there with their 9 charge bonus, looking at one of Scorpion King's Julii armies there. So Scorpion King's got to be very aware of that, because he's facing Lando as well. As we talked about before, Lando, one of the most aggressive attacking players in the game. Here you can see those heavy pale tests moving forward with their throwing spears, ready to possibly throw some spears into one of Scorpion King's Julii armies. As I say, you can see how aggressive Scorpion King wants to be with his Julii army. He's always, as I said before, he's always got his finger on the trigger, ready to pull that trigger to attack on Rome Total War. But of course he is facing, as I said earlier, one of the most aggressive players on Rome Total War, Lando there. So it'll be interesting to see. I've got a feeling that battle's going to kick off here on this right flank of ours, just knowing that these two players are facing each other. This is where the spark could well start here, and not from our teammate, if you see what I mean. There you can see those pale tests throw in there. That was a nice charge there in the flank of the infantry there by Barclayman. Very aggressive cavalry move there by Barclayman. He'll probably move his cavalry back out the way now. You can see that Julii cavalry moving towards the right. Let's pause again for a second here. Okay, so you can see a lot of cavalry here. You've got the SBQR cavalry, the Scipii cavalry, and the companion cavalry there. And Scorpion King needs to be very aware of that, because that's a lot of cavalry for him to handle on that flank. Okay, so over here you can see my army there facing Macedon, Greek cities, and SBQR infantry as well there. And you can see, as I say, look how Spark has spread his army out. As I say, I see a few players do this now. This is the kind of the new way of using pike factions, unlike the old way of where we used to keep them in a set type formation there. So as I say, it'd be interesting to see how well Spark uses Pontus, but as I say, it is fast becoming his faction of choice. Okay, now you can see here Scorpion King running his Julii cavalry forward there. As I say, he's itching to get into a fight with the enemy, as he always is there. But as I say, we have to be very careful being the 3 against 4 whole armies. One mistake by us, and as I say, the numbers that the enemy have got will neutralise the upgrades that we've been able to put on our troops with the extra money that we got. So as I say, the 3 always got to be very careful with the way that we play. Now you can see one of Scorpion King's Julii armies looks a little bit isolated there. Would you say he looks a little bit isolated? It looks like Lando was almost thinking of charging in there with his cavalry. Could you see that? It was almost like he was going to do it. And then the SBQR general looked like those SBQR cavalry units were going to join in as well there. So, but you can see that there's some pike units of Sparks in behind Scorpion King's army there. But look, you can see the Macedonian cavalry. You can see the way that the Macedonian general's thinking about charging his cavalry into the flank of that army of Scorpion Kings there. Meanwhile, over here you'll see that Spark is attacking a few of those, I think, pale test units there. Now there's the Greek city's general. he needs to pull that general out. It's called, pause the game for a second here. So Aurelius there, that's his general unit there. That's the unit that gives obviously general morale bonus. You always need to be very careful of how you handle your general, because with all those enemy cavalry and chariots coming in on him, he could easily lose his general there. And of course, losing the general morale bonus is a really bad thing to happen to your army. There you are, he's pulling away now. So that's a good move for Aurelius, just keep running away. If he gets caught by chariots there, he's got a chance of losing his general if he's not careful. There, he's just pulled it away in time. So I think his general's still alive there. I didn't see his general get killed, so that was quite fortunate. Right, okay, so let's pause the game for a second here. So over here, on our right flank, you can see that Scorpion King is being attacked there by enemy cavalry and infantry, and there's Greek cities. That Greek cities army is moving towards him as well. Okay, so this army of Scorpion Kings here could be in trouble. You've got the Macedonian cavalry of Barclayman there. It wouldn't surprise me if he smashed into the flank there. I've got my cavalry at the back ready to charge in to help if needed there. But you can see these companion cavalry now going to charge in there. You can see that charging in. That cavalry going to hit in the flank there. Bang! As he smashes in there, right into the flank of Scorpion King's cavalry. Right, you can see my cavalry advancing now. I'm going to charge in to try and take a bit of pressure off of Scorpion King's infantry, but I'm going to stop my cavalry now because so many of Scorpion King's units have routed. If I charge my cavalry in there, the routing units of Scorpion King would drop the morale of my cavalry so much that my cavalry could well have mass routed there. So I've had to pull my cavalry back. But now you can see the Greek cities here moving in, and you've got Lando's Scipii army, and you've got Shaaktai's SBQR army there as well. So you can see the enemy have really put those three armies together there. Very, very strong combination there. Greek cities and two Romes moving in on us. And of course you've got the whole Macedonian army there as well. All those pikes there ready to be thrown in as well. So as I say, yeah, we had the extra money for the extra upgrades on our troops. But they have got a whole extra army. And one mistake by us, and as I say, the numbers from the enemy team will really tell and neutralise the better upgrades that we've got on our troops there. Okay, so as I say, you can see the I think that's quite a good move by the enemy team, combining those three powerful armies there and moving in on us. And plus they've got a lot of cavalry there as well, locked and loaded and ready to charge in. A lot of Scorpion King's units there had routed, but my guess is because we've got such good upgrades on our troops, they may well rally. We just have to watch and see about that. But as I say here, you can see a lot of enemy cavalry massing. All their infantry have massed as well. Aurelius is moving forward with his Greek cities. Of course, he doesn't really want to take on Pontus because of the length of the pikes of Pontus. Remember, if the short-speared Spartans attack Pontus pikemen head-on, then the pikemen would cause them a lot of casualties before they can even get down those pikes to kill the man on the other end. So you can see Aurelius backing off a little bit there. Okay, there'll be a bit of pilot exchanging going on here. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to set my army here as like an anchor for the team. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to move my infantry now. I think I'm just going to kind of sit there and just be the anchor for the team there. Well, you can see I'm moving back a little bit there to try and neutralise the flanking action that Lando was trying to do there. But as I say, during the course of this battle, you'll see that I'm just going to hold my ground and just be the anchor to allow my teammates to fight around my army. You'll see what I mean as the battle unfolds. Okay, you can see here Lando moving his, Shaaktai moving those SBQR troops forward there, very aggressively there. You can see Aurelius moving his Greek cities units forward. Remember, Aurelius' faction of choice is Greek cities. He's got very good with them there. Right, you can see Lando now moving his Scipii, blue Scipii troops forward towards my army, and you've got that massive Macedonian pike army in behind him. Now here you'll see Aurelius moving his Greek city units forward. Now whether he, as I say, he doesn't really want to take on Pontus, but what he really would like to take on is our Roman armies with his Greek cities army there. There you can see Scorpion King chasing those Spartans there, one of his infantry units, being very aggressive as we said he would be there. But if I was him, I'd pull that unit back now. You can see how aggressive he wants to be there with his army. But as I say, my army now, you won't see me move my army. I'm just going to stand there now and be the, as I say, the anchor for the team and attract a lot of enemy hits there so my allies can move round and attack from different angles. There you are. We said some of Scorpion King's units that routed will rally, and they have rallied there. They're very battle damaged, but they have rallied, and they may well attack the flank of the enemy troops. There you can see several enemy units routing there, which is good news for us. And here you can see Aurelius' Greek cities army there. Now it'll be interesting to see what Aurelius is going to do with those Spartans there. You can see Shaak there moving those SBQR troops forward there very aggressively. And we got those cavalry of Landos there locked and loaded, probably looking to charge into that isolated unit of Scorpion Kings there. It wouldn't surprise me if Lando did charge some of his cavalry in there just to take that unit out. But as you can see here, the enemy Scipio troops are attacking the forward units of my battle formation there. So as I say, just to explain the tactics I'm thinking here is that I was just going to stand my ground and hopefully attract a lot of enemy units to attack my army there. Okay, so as I say, try to be the anchor of the team, and if I can attract a lot of units to attack, that would be good. There, those cavalry did charge into that one isolated unit of Scorpion Kings, but Scorpion King units still alive there at this time. Whether that SBQR cavalry is going to charge in there as well, I'm not sure, or whether Lando might lock and load and charge back in there. But that unit is still fighting unbelievably there. Right, let's pause the game for a second. So here you'll see that Barclayman has brought some of his pike units round the flank here and moving towards the flank of my infantry. But luckily Spark's got some of his pikes there to try and counter that attack. And of course Scorpion King's rallied units he's got hiding in the woods there may well spring a nasty little ambush onto those Macedonian pikemen. Okay, as I say, if you notice there, if you look at the writing, can you see hiding? See hiding there? So Scorpion King's hoping that Barclayman didn't see him hide those troops there, so he could probably throw some pilers into those Macedonian units as well. So there's a general situation there. You can see now the general situation. Just look at the enemy numbers in comparison to us. This is the massive advantage that the four armies have got against the three of us. Yes, as I say, we had the extra money, so we've upgraded our troops well, but as I say, they got an extra whole army. Look at that cavalry charge going in there like a bang. Finally finished off that Julia unit of Scorpion Kings that was fighting there for so long there. But as I say here, can you see I've turned a couple of my units of my battle formation there to face the threat that I can see possibly coming in on my flank. Okay, so as I say, I'm not going to move my battle formation. I'm just going to stand there and, as I say, try and attract as many enemy units as I can, which I'm hoping will then allow my allies to move around the battlefield and attack from different angles. As I say, throwing a lot of pilers into the enemy there as well. And also, obviously, they're throwing a lot of pilers into my troops as well. So, you can see the pilers going in. As I say, Lando always very aggressive there, and you can see his Scipio army attacking my forward units. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second there. So as I say, with all those troops there possibly moving in onto my Julia army there. As I say, Barclayman there moving some of his pikes round the flank there, which I'm hoping Sparky and Scorpion King's units can repel. But over here, you can see Aurelius, like he's kind of, I'm not quite sure. I presume he's going to try a flanking action here. That's why he's gone so wide. I presume he's going to come round here and try and take on those units of Scorpion King. And if he gets some cavalry support, he could do a lot of damage there on our right flank with those Greek city units. And this is a nice bit of teamwork here by Spark. I'd just like to show you there. Can you see Spark moving some of his pike units into my battle formation there? That's a very good move. There, really good teamwork move there. You can see those two units moving in. Great teamwork move, bolstering the defense of my battle formation there against all those enemy troops. So as I say, nice bit of teamwork there by Spark with those pikes. And over here they are. You can see that cavalry going in. Look, bang! As it smashes in there. Plus you've got the Greek cities attacking as well. Oh my gosh. And those Julii units of Scorp still holding that. Oh my god. That just goes to show the upgrades, that the good upgrades that we've got on those units. Okay, one of those units is just routed there, but that was a massive hit there by that cavalry. And you can see those Greek city units slowly moving forward there. But you'll also notice that Spark has brought some of his Pontus pike units over there to maybe help neutralise that attack there. But over here you'll see that the Macedonian pikes of Barclayman are now attacking those Pontus pikes. Now, just to say that Macedon has got 3 more defence points than other pike units, okay? So before the battle even starts, they've got 3 more defence points, but they're not fully upgraded. Those Pontus pikes are fully upgraded. So whether that may well neutralise the 3 extra defence points that Macedon has got, it could well do that, because, as I say, the Pontus pikemen have got 9 upgrades on. I think those Macedonian pikemen have only got 7 upgrades on. So yeah, so there could well be a neutralisation, if you like, of those 3 extra defence points that Macedon has got, because, as I say, the Pontus pikemen are fully upgraded. And if you notice there, you'll see that Spark has double banked his pikes. That's a really good tactical move with pikes there, double banking them, 1 pike unit behind the other. That's a pretty strong attack or defence there. Right, you see those SBQR units moving in on the flank of my battle formation there. There's a heck of a lot of pressure on my battle formation at this time. But as I say, you can see that Spark's got a couple of his pike units in there helping to strengthen and bolster my battle formation here. A lot of cavalry here as well, looking like they are itching to smash into that battle formation of mine. Now over here you'll see that those chariots there, can you see the chariots of Pontus there attacking those Macedonian companion cavalry? Oh, nice chariot hit there, look, bang! Straight into the rear of that Macedonian pike unit there. A nice hit there with that chariot unit. Routed that pike unit, nice move there by Spark there with his Pontus pike chariot unit there. Very well done, nice hit. Good battlefield awareness there. Okay, so over here you'll see that Aurelius now is moving his Spartans forward into those Pontus pikes. He may well decide to pull those Greek cities back, because putting the short spears of Spartans up against those long pikes of Pontus sometimes not a very good idea there. But over here on this left flank of ours, you can see that our Pontus ally has done really well with his chariots and pikes there at routing a lot of enemy units. So let's say if you kill the big 121 man units, you're going to get yourself some good kills. But as I say here, great teamwork there by Spark, putting those couple of pike units, integrating them into my battle formation there to help me hold. As I say, I'm trying to be the anchor of the team there, trying to hold there and attract as many enemy units as I can. But over here on our left flank, you can see that Scorpion King, combination of Scorpion King and the Pontus pikes, have routed a heck of a lot of enemy units there on that flank. So really well done to them. They're great teamwork there. And as I say, my job is just to hold there and just to attract as many units as I can. You see Scorpion King bringing some more of his Julii units over there. And you can see here that the SPQR units are backing up their Greek cities allies. Right, you can see a lot of enemy cavalry around here. Okay, but it's difficult for them to use that cavalry effectively because the way that Spark has distributed his anti-cavalry pikemen. Okay, if you notice, he's got his pikes all over the place. And I think I did see a remark by the enemy team after this battle saying there were so many pikes all over the place, it was kind of difficult for them to use their cavalry in the way that they wanted, you know, to make the most of the advantage in numbers that they had. So as I say, the way that Spark, as I say, distributed his pike units there really caused the enemy team a headache when it came to using their cavalry. So once again, good use of Pontus pikes there by Spark. As I say, that's fast becoming his faction of choice on Rome Total War. And as I say, look at all that enemy cavalry out there, and he's got some infantry out there as well, chasing away some of those Pontus cavalry units there. But as I say, they did very well there on that left flank of ours. But here you can see Lando there with infantry and cavalry moving towards our Pontus ally there. May well try and get round his flank. Meanwhile over here, you'll see several of the Greek cities units starting to rout now, because they're going up against the long pikes. Now if you just look here, can you see, there's a Spartan, look, see how short his spear is, okay, in comparison, there you are, if you make a mental note of that spear, in comparison to the massive long pikes of Pontus. So of course those Spartans are going to lose loads of men before they even fight down those pikes to try and kill the men on the other end. So that's why I don't like putting Spartans with their short spears up against Pontus or Macedon, because those long pikes will kill your men so quickly that you very often will lose. And you can see there those Spartans are starting to crack there. This is a nice move by Aurelius here, look, putting that Spartan force out there to block those units of Scorpion King and my cavalry as well there. But you've got all enemy cavalry over there, look, at the back of the battle there, ready to be moved in when necessary. You've got the Greek cities general there. Notice how Aurelius is keeping the Greek cities general out of the fray, but keeping him close enough to be giving the good general morale bonus to all the troops there, not just his own, but remember, a general gives morale bonus to all his allies as well as his own troops. But if you look at the numbers there, you can still see how much they outnumber us there, and how we're really gone defensive at this stage. Okay. Now, during the course of this battle, you're going to see a cavalry charge that could well change the course of the battle, or could prove decisive, should we say. Okay, can you see my cavalry is locked and loaded here? Okay, now there's a particular target that I'm looking at, and that's to smash into the back of those engaged troops. And what I'm thinking is, now you can see those Spartans are moving away. Remember, they were there in a defensive wall, so I couldn't get past them with my cavalry, but they're now moving away. And that now leaves me an open avenue into the rear of those engaged troops. So when you see my cavalry attack, see how effective you think that it is. Now you can see Scorpion King here charging in his infantry there, engaging those units. Now I can see that SPQR cavalry locked and loaded. Right, now here comes my cavalry. Now you watch the impact and penetration of this cavalry. Now you can see the SPQR cavalry counter-attacking. Get ready for my cavalry going in. Get ready for this, and bang! As it smashes in. Now the SPQR cavalry charges in that, and bang! But I want to penetrate through to the rear of those SPQR troops. That bang! As my cavalry pushes on through there. Can you see that cavalry hit there? Really, really routed all those units. Caused a chain mass rout. That's what a well-timed, well-aimed cavalry charge can do in on RTW there. And just to say, anybody on this game could have done that, but I just thought it was interesting to see my cavalry charge in there at that particular target. And now look, we've caused an absolute mass rout now of those units there. I think Lando has just admitted defeat as well. You can see all the Scipii troops are just all white flagged at once, so he's just admitted defeat there. And I think, unfortunately for the enemy team, it's just Barclayman's Macedonian units that are left now. I think the rest of that team has now admitted defeat, if I'm not mistaken there. As I say, you can see Barclayman's troops there. Look at all those troops that Lando had. He still had loads of troops left there, which he could have helped his Macedonian ally, couldn't he, maybe? But he just decided to admit defeat there. But as I say, so poor old Barclayman now is just on his own against three of us now. So it'd be interesting to see how well Barclayman does with his what's left of his Macedonian units there. You can see Spark bringing his Pontus pikemen to bear on those Macedonians there. I've still got Macedonian units attacking my battle formation there. But as I say, all the way through the battle, or most of the time through the battle there, my infantry have just been holding there, as I say, trying to be the anchor of the team. There you can see Scorpion King bringing some of his infantry in behind those Macedonian pikes. So my guess is that those pikes will rout pretty soon. You can see my cavalry now. I'm going to charge into them. But there you are. Those Macedonian pikes have already routed there. And it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle. There's a Macedonian general up. Bang! Charged into the rear of those Pontus pikemen there. That's one thing about Barclayman. He never likes to admit defeat. He likes fighting down to the last man if he can. and I think that general unit is last unit there. So as I say, our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. So well done to both teams. You can see over here that looks like a massive cavalry scrap there, doesn't it? That looks like there's a big cavalry fight there. As you move across the battlefield, you can see more dead there. As we move over here, there you can see a lot of dead there. It's quite a reasonably spread out battlefield, I think, really. Here you can see where the most intense fighting was. I think that's where my cavalry went in there into the rear of those SPQR troops there. And over here you can see where we were fighting for a long time there and managing to hold. So there you go. For this particular battle, the 3 well upgraded armies managed to beat the 4 good armies there of the enemy team there. So as I say, from time to time we play 3v4 battles, and it's always interesting being one of the 3 actually, because like I say, it's okay we had the extra money for extra upgrades, but one mistake by us and the numbers of the enemy troops, we would just be inundated with numbers there which would neutralise our extra upgrades that we had with the extra money there. So I thought our team did quite well there. So first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played really well, so well played to everybody. You can see it was a clear victory, so bearing in mind it was a 3v4, I think getting a clear victory was pretty good. Highest kills in the game goes to Brotherhood member Spark with his Pontus army there. Now a lot of people look at Pontus as a lesser 31k faction, but Spark is, as I say, this is becoming his faction of choice now, and he's really marshalled his skills with Pontus there, and you can see the kills that he gets with Pontus. So well done to Spark there. Well done to Lando. As I say, if we get less than 1,000 kills, we are a bit disappointed. So he'll be a bit disappointed, even though he was very aggressive. Well done to Barclayman. As I say, less than 1,000 kills, so he'll be a bit disappointed there as well. And well done to Aurelius. As I say, once again, less than 1,000 kills, so he'll be disappointed. And Shaak there, less than 1,000 kills. So I think that their whole team will be a bit disappointed about the kills that they got. But I thought they played well there. So well done to them. And my kills are not too bad. Bearing in mind I was defensive for most of that battle there with my infantry. I thought those kills were quite good, really. As I say, RTW rewards attacking play with good kills, so as I was defensive, that's quite good. Well done to Scorpion King, got some good kills there with his 2 armies, and as I say, well done to Spark, highest kills in the game with Pontus. Anyway, I just thought you might find this a very interesting and unusual battle, as it was a 3v4. Please leave your comments about the battle. It's always nice to read what you think about our battles. Bye for now.